Hi there, Summoners. GuardianE here with another live reaction and first impression video for Fire Emblem Heroes. Tonight we are getting the reveal of the next Mythic Hero that's going to drop at month's end. Got the trailer pulled up here, haven't looked at it, haven't seen who it was, and we're going to watch it raw for the first time to react to what gets revealed, and then of course take a closer look to see if this is ultimately a banner that I think is worth pulling on. So let's get into it here. Push play, wait for that title to leave, and who have we got? A new Mythic Hero joins the battle. Who's it gonna be? Oh, okay. So we're gonna get some engage going here, right? Yeah, that's Veyle. All right. Infantry blue Toome unit. So she is a dragon, but she's a Toome unit. Okay. Obscurite. Fel Protection for the C slot. Tempo 4 for the B slot. Okay. All right. So this is what our second legendary / mythic character from Engage. So, oh, that's interesting. So her C slot procced. I mean, we're gonna take a look at like what it does, but her C slot actually procced. Interesting. Huh. Okay. Let's see who else is on this banner. We got Atri, alright, Ash, Nana, Xander, Arvel, I got Shez, okay, Felix, Alchrist, Diamant, Citret, so a lot of Engage on here too, Freyr. Nice, so that does mean that Freyr and Shez are going to be accompanying her on blue, right? And then so starting on the 31st and going for... Right, and so there is going to be, of course, the sparking component for FE Pass subscribers. Alright, so Veyle is going to be an infantry blue Toome unit. Gentle Dragon. Let's definitely take a closer look at her kit, see what she's got. My interest was piqued at the whole, activation of the C slot. I'm definitely curious to see what that's all about. Looks like it might activate on enemy phase, so let's take a closer look. Alright, so Infantry Blue Toome, Obscurite, 14 Might, Killer Slaying Effect. At start of turn, if unit is within 2 space of an ally, grants attack res +6, Resonance Blades, and Resonance Shields to unit and allies within 2 spaces of unit for 1 turn. So that's a nice little AoE series of buffs. That's pretty nice. And then if unit initiates combat or is within 2 spaces of an ally, grants +5 to all stats. Unit makes a guaranteed follow-up attack, deals damage equal to 20% of unit's res, excluding AoE specials, and neutralizes foes' bonuses to attack and res from skills like Fortify Rally during combat. Okay, that's a nice, neat little package as far as a Toome goes. Basically hits the checkboxes of all of the things that you would want in a Toome. The only thing that I could think of it could be missing is like preventing a guard effect on her, or reducing the enemy's ability to do to gain special charge or guaranteed follow-up attacks, stuff like that. But all in all, just like really solid Killer Slaying Effect, the stat boosts, also having a support role as well. Giving Resonance Blades and Resonance Shields to both herself and her allies is a huge boon, because effectively that does stack with other activated bonuses that she might have on her, which is great. Certainly not a ground-shaking set of abilities tacked into this Toome, but definitely solid for sure. Iceberg for the special, attack res finish 4, of course, is going to help out with not only activating the damage, but also the true damage from the 20% of units res, so that's quite nice. Attack res tempo 4, I can't remember if we've gotten the tempo 4 skills already. We probably have, and I may have forgotten. Attack res -4 on foe in combat debuff, that's nice. Neutralize effects that grant special cooldown charge +X to foe and inflict special cooldown charge -X on unit. And reduces the percentage of foes' non-special, reduces damage from X% skills by 50% during combat, so that is damage reduction. So, okay. Alright, so a lot of the gaps that, identified from the weapon, you can see here. Getting special charge, reducing the enemy's ability to gain additional special charge, and then reducing damage reduction, which is nice for an offensive, geared character like Veyle is. I mean, it seems like anyway. So here's the real interesting component here. Fel Protection is going to be a unique C-slot skill for her. So let's see what it's all about. If unit initiates combat or is within 2 spaces of an ally, so already that condition is already kind of baked into the weapon, so she's going to want to do that anyway. Grants attack res plus 5 to unit during combat. And also, if unit's res is greater than or equal to foe's res plus 5, reduces damage from attacks during combat by 30%, and also if foe's attack can trigger foe's special, inflicts special cooldown count plus 1 on foe before foe's first attack during combat. Now for allies within 2 spaces of unit, grants attack res plus 4 to ally during their combat, and also if this unit's res is greater than or equal to allies' foe's res plus 5, at start of combat, reduces damage from attacks by 30% during allies' combat, and also if foe's attack can trigger foe's special, inflicts special cooldown count plus 1 on foe before foe's first attack during allies' combat. Okay, alright, so very interesting. So this is effectively going to be a cross-drive ability, where it affects both herself and allies within 2 spaces, but you get the stat boost to attack and res, a little bit reduced for her allies, just by 1. It's basically negligible, so I don't know why they really needed to make that distinction necessarily, but it's fine. And then additionally, 30% damage reduction, and also a special cooldown rewind on the enemy when they're going to be initiating combat. So that's a great series of things. And so it does seem like Veyle is going to be a pretty potent offensive mage. She's going to be stacking on the attack and res, and then she is going to have a guaranteed follow-up attack pursuant to her weapon. It's going to be built in as a guaranteed follow-up attack. I think the more interesting component of what she provides is all of these buffs and support to her allies within 2 spaces as well. She enjoys all of these buffs. I mean, the Resonance Blades, the Resonance Shields, the damage reduction, as well as the special cooldown rewind on the enemy. All that stuff, as well as the damage reduction, like all this stuff is great for her as just dealing damage. But I think what the more interesting component to this really is the implications of her in a team setting and the buffs that she provides to her allies. Because passively granting Resonance Blades, Resonance Shields, and then the damage reduction and everything else is pretty potent. It's pretty good. So I think that definitely feels like the more interesting component of what she does. In a pinch, she's definitely gonna hit hard. I mean, there's no question there. You can see her deal some damage, and then proc her Iceberg. She's going to be able to gain special charge with consistency, and then she's going to have a killer slaying effect, so that's going to help out too. I do think that the more unique and distinct element to what she provides is the support role, actually. And being able to provide all of those different assorted buffs and abilities and effects is quite nice. So Veyle is going to be accompanied by Freyr, as well as legendary Shez, legendary female Shez, all on blue. So that's going to be very stacked, as one would expect for the debut color. There's definitely a lot of great usage, great value, great units on that color. So moving on to green, we've got legendary Xander, we have Citren, and we have Atri. So actually a pretty solid showing on that color as well. I would say not quite as potent as blue here. Definitely got some older units, older legendary / mythics, newer characters, but also in the regular summon pool. So again, I think the value is depreciated just a little bit from that context. If we take a look at colorless, we've got Ashe, we've got Arvel, and we've got Alchrist, actually. So Alchrist is, of course, a rearmed hero, so he is limited in his own way, and pretty recent, too. And that being said, the other 2 characters on colorless are also limited because they're mythic / legendary heroes, although everybody has Ashe. Getting merges for Ashe is not necessarily a bad thing at all. That being said, I do think that colorless has a little bit more to offer than green, I think, for just general use. And so I would probably put it above green where it currently sits. And then for red, we have legendary Nana, we have Diamant, and we have Felix. So actually, a lot of fan-favorite swords in red. And for that alone, I think a lot of people might end up going for red here as well. But Diamant and Felix are both in the regular summon pool. Legendary Nana is solid for sure, but also, I think, a little bit specialized. So I think from that perspective, I would probably put green and red kind of on the same level. So if I were rating the colors, I would put blue up there, I would put colorless below that, and then green and red kind of sharing a spot below colorless, but all pretty close. I think there is some decent value overall on this banner. So once again, starting on the 31st of October on Halloween, we've got Veyle, Gentle Dragon as the Mythic Hero. Banner will be live for about 2 weeks. For me personally, I'm probably just going to do the first full circle and leave it at that. I'm not in a rush to get Veyle, and while I think the support role that she provides, and you know, of course, she's also going to be potent as an offensive mage in general, I just think that I personally am probably not going to get the most use out of her, and as far as her skills go, I'm not going to be able to inherit a lot of her abilities off either, so I think I'm more than happy to just kind of wait it out, do the first full circle, see if we get lucky, and then maybe get Veyle on another banner in the future. But let me know in the comments below if you're hype for Veyle and you're going to be going in, if you're excited that we finally have another engaged mythic / legendary hero in the game that's debuting. Hopefully you all enjoyed the video. If you did, please feel free to leave us a like, comment, subscribe to the channel for more Fire Emblem Heroes content. We thank you all so much for watching, for taking time out of your day to spend with us. We really do appreciate it. And until next time, let's protect those skies.